Very well. So we begin our another episode with another news and look at Samir Nasri. My God. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Everything is wrong with Samir Nasri. Oh, okay. Whatever. I'll just leave. I already left this image for you guys on my community post. I just don't know what to say about him anymore. So Albert Sambi Lokonga opened up about Thierry Henry in a recent interview. He says he was actually quizzed if he spoke to Henry before joining Arsenal. Lokonga said he had not, although Arsenal legend has given him just advice since. He says, before I joined, no, because I was with him for only 2 days and then I left the camp with the national team. But he gave me some advice about Arsenal, the way the people are, the mentality I need to have, some little things like that. I did not expect it to go so quick. I am happy that I already had my 3 games for Arsenal, and I hope I will continue to have a lot more games. That's what Lokonga is wanting to have more games. Right? So, before moving on to other stuffs, let's talk about Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud says, when I cross people in London, they come and say thank you for what you achieved for the club. There is so much respect, and that makes me feel proud for what I've done with Arsenal. You can't forget 5.5 years like that. If I can say once a gooner, always a gooner. No, you're not a gooner. Shut up. Giroud on Wenger says, I owe him a lot because he made my dreams come true. I really improved tactically, technically, also by working hard at training, and he gave me that confidence that I needed to step up and improve and become a better striker. I also improved as a man. He always tried to work psychologically with the players, so I grew up as a man also, and that is very important. By the way, Theo Walcott has claimed that Olivier Giroud is an incredible player as he spoke to Talk Sport. So he says, incredible player to play with. He made my job easy. Giroud responded by saying, Theo, my man, how are you, bro? I am still in touch with him. I felt that we had such good times together at Arsenal. I wish we could win the league. That's my only regret from the Premier League with Arsenal and Chelsea. I really enjoyed playing with him. He's such a top football player and also a great man. I think I play football for people to remember me as a good player, but also as a good person, and it's amazing to meet these kind of people. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what Theo Walcott said, and that's what Olivier Giroud also spoke in return of what Theo Walcott had responded about him. So Per Mertesacker has named the 2 Arsenal stars that can fire Mikel Arteta's 11 back into the Champions League, and they are none other than Bukayo Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe. So Mertesacker is confident. He says, it's always been a narrative at Arsenal to give young players a chance to play at the top. We're asking Bukayo and Emil to lead us back into the Champions League. They will proudly take that, but we also have to understand the context. It's always been there. If you ask Bukayo and Emil, they will tell you how they were inspired by Jack Wilshere, Fabregas, Bellerin. So the next generation of under 9 players at the academy will be inspired by these players. However, they will speak about the bumpy road. They're learning that journey. That hasn't always been easy. The reality is that these 2 are exceptions. The academy staff has always given its all in delivering players to the highest level, which can make a difference in our first team or in some other first team. That is hugely important to the club and will always be a priority. We are giving young players the chance to learn to be vulnerable, to be exposed to the highest level, and to be proper leaders for this club in 2 or 3 years' time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can just give a round of applause to Per Mertesacker for what he's doing at the academy, man. That's the kind of mentality that needs to be developed, and I think I love it. I love to see that. Crazy stuff and crazy things. Lovely. Great to hear that from Per Mertesacker, man. And ladies and gentlemen, if worlds have a lot of different Brazilian players, Arsenal have their own version of Ronaldinho or Neymar, because Gabriel Martinelli does something crazy as he always does. About him, Ainsley Maitland-Niles on Arsenal's official Twitch account, he says that Martinelli loves the nutmeg. It's in his DNA. He's Brazilian, and yes, so Martinelli loves to do a lot of nutmeg and skills and stuff. So even Ronaldinho spoke highly of him as well. So yep, the boy is definitely destined for greatness, and I think why not? So, two of the biggest transfer rumors that I'm really about to break, and you guys may not like it, but hey, that's the part, that's the truth, man. So, Kaglar Soyuncu to Arsenal. When I read this, I was like, what? Really? Are you serious? No, this is not the way. This is why would you go for Soyuncu? Of course, I'm not against. He's a very good player. He's a very good player. But Arsenal are interested in a move for a Leicester City defender this time. No James Maddison, but it's going to be Kaglar Soyuncu on Arsenal's radar. Transfer Market Web says the Gunners have been monitoring him for years. We all know that. Before he moved to Leicester City, true. The Foxes pipped them to his signature, and he has always been thriving in the Premier League. Wesley Fofana is being, looked at to join another club, but Kaglar Soyuncu to Arsenal, according to Transfer Market Web. Well, Leicester signed him for £18 million from Freiburg in 2018, and report says Arsenal could even double that figure to convince the Foxes into selling him. 25 years of age, he could definitely give a lot of years to Arsenal. Let me know in the comments, do you guys really believe Kaglar Soyuncu should be signed by Arsenal? Now, you lot will be saying, hey, we need a midfielder, we need a striker, why do you want another defender? What's wrong? What will happen to Saliba? Yeah, shut up with that all man. I mean, you never know what's wrong with Rob Holding. He's not got any game time. Same goes with Pablo Mari. When he got, it was just because for some other reasons as well. So, who do you take, Kaglar Soyuncu? That's the bigger question. So moving on, as I already mentioned, I think Arsenal were under they had two cases where they were under scrutiny. They had cases, Court of Arbitration of Sports held Arsenal for the transfer of Chuba Akpom and Joel Campbell in 2018. They had a sell-on clauses, which was really going against the rules. So it looks like Arsenal have been cleared by the Court of Arbitration for Sports. The Gunners sold both players to PAOK and Frosinone respectively. They added sell-on clauses to the deals that raised a lot of eyebrows. Sell-on clauses in themselves are standard practices. However, Arsenal added an agreement that increases the clause if either player is sold back to a British club, according to Sun Sports. The report says Arsenal added a 30% sell-on clause to Chuba Akpom's transfer, but it increases to 40% if he is being sold back to an English club. Then they added a 25% sell-on fee to Joel Campbell, but which increases it to 30% if he's sold back to an English club. FIFA insisted at that time that Arsenal's inclusion of the different clubs meant that they had influence on the selling decision of both the clubs, and those clubs will not be selling them to an English because they got an English club too, because they got to pay a lot. But Arsenal don't have to pay anything, so they are free. They're free. So the cases they're not strong enough. So that is that. So the most weirdest rumor that you might hear ever is Arsenal are going to get Gareth Bale. Yes, according to a bizarre report from Defensa Central, Arsenal have apparently suggested a swap deal with Real Madrid, with Lacazette going to Real Madrid and Bale coming to Emirates. I don't even know what to say about this. Oh my god. So, of course, Lacazette can sign a pre-contract in January, but the bigger question is, swap deal between Arsenal and Real Madrid for Gareth Bale. Defensa Central claims that Arsenal have offered Lacazette to Real Madrid, and in exchange they would like Bale. It is claimed that they would need the Welshman to drop his wages demands a lot to be fair. But they also suggest that Los Blancos have rejected the proposal. They are no longer interested in Lacazette. Why would you even raise this news if they are no longer interested in Lacazette? So they say that it is dangerous to rule anything out in the transfer window, but a swap deal involving Lacazette and Bale is surely never going to happen. Bale obviously has strong ties with Arsenal's biggest rivals, Tottenham. Well, he also did not have the best time in the Premier League last year, and he currently finds himself sidelined with injury. Lacazette, therefore, has a better chance of helping Arteta's men this season. Arsenal have come in criticism at times when it comes to offloading their players, but everything that has come before would be nothing compared to what they could expect if they pursued a swap deal involving Bale and Lacazette. So, the boot room say that there is no chance Arsenal have offered Lacazette in an attempt to get Gareth Bale. I've literally covered a lot of outrageous transfer news, like a lot of them, but this one takes the cake. I mean, Gareth Bale and Alex Lacazette swap deal. Bizarre day, bizarre. Every day passes, and yes, lot of bizarre news comes up. So that was that. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one, and Don't forget to subscribe if you're seeking daily Arsenal content. Yeah. I hope you have a wonderful time and wonderful day or a wonderful night. So cheers. I'll see you in the next one.